Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Ethereum is currently moving up. Yeah, we talked in the previous video about a move to the upside here, possibly in the wave 2 in yellow. I haven't moved these waves at all. At the moment it's following it nicely. Is this bullish already or not? At the moment we purely just can't say that. Yeah, we don't know. We would now have to wait for the next dip. At the moment, for me, this still makes a fairly corrective impression, but again, it's too early to say that. If we are talking here about the wave 2 that we expected in still another downturn, then you obviously have a wave 2 as probably an ABC pattern as well. So the wave A might be an impulse, the wave B a correction, the wave C up. At the moment, not very clear to me. Just need to have a bit more price information. So personally, I started to accumulate yesterday more heavily here at around 12.50. There is now in profit, but I'm not intending to sell it now. Just sort of, want some more evidence where we are here. As you might remember, I will trade I intend to trade the next larger wave to the upside, which is a wave 3, another 5-wave move, which should take us into the area around $3,000 after this wave 2 correction. Now there are two possibilities. I mean, the low could already be in. This could have been the last wave down. Do I believe it? Not at the moment. In the end, it doesn't really matter what I believe. It's important to understand sort of what is likely, what is reasonable to understand. For me, it is not reasonable to assume that the low was already in here. Not yet. I am currently waiting for the next dip to tell me more about the current structure. So in the end, what we would need to see to be more confident that a low is in here and a more significant low, that we are already moving up in wave 3, what needs to happen is a first impulse up and a first correction down on a lower time frame. So 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up. In the end would then complete that pattern. And another good confirmation would be a move above the wave 4 high, which is currently at 1390 here, 1395 in that region. Because then you would break above the previous wave 4 high, and basically this move to the downside, this impulse, would be invalid, because you cannot exceed the beginning of that wave 1 here. Important, highlighted on the chart here, are the levels already. So let's take a look at the key retracement levels we talked about in the previous video. I believe we talked about here roughly the 1360 level, which is the 78.6% fib level. If we get beyond that level, might move that a little bit higher here, a couple of dollars. We get beyond that level, it will be already unlikely that this is still a wave 2. This will already give you a first indication that we will break the wave 4 high and that we are in something more bullish. But either way, then also I would wait for the next correction to possibly accumulate more. But at the moment, it's not reasonable to expect that the low is in. Also with looking at Bitcoin, where I also think we are going to see lower lows. In the end, it's not really worth speculating. We want to let the market decide, and then we can take our decision, isn't it? So if we see a 5-wave move up, 3-wave move down, that could be a first 1-2 setup of the next impulse to the upside. So overall, Ethereum has still space all the way down to $1,000 in this current scenario to dip further whilst still staying in the bullish scenario. I had a few questions about why do I expect Bitcoin to go lower but Ethereum could go up. Well, first of all, we didn't talk about Ethereum going up from here as primary expectation. I still have the 5-wave move down highlighted here to complete wave 2. So we can still go lower, of course, all the way down to $1,000. That is still quite a significant dip for Ethereum. Bitcoin could make a lower low whilst Ethereum holds the $1,000 level. Also, please understand that Ethereum and Bitcoin pretty much decoupled to a degree since June. Ethereum made a significant impulsive price move to the upside, gained more than 100%. Bitcoin didn't. So they decoupled to a large degree. You can see that they are moving in different waves, and while there are certain correlations, they can still be in a different overall scenario. Bitcoin could be in an impulsive wave down, while Ethereum could be in a corrective move down, which will lead to an impulse up, which will lead to higher highs, while Bitcoin might only make a lower high. You know, this is absolutely possible and wouldn't be the first time. In fact, we see it every day that there are many coins that are not related really to Bitcoin, or at least there are correlations, but they are still moving in their individual waves. And yeah, so I gave you here the key rejection point and the key level, which would tell us more about that we are actually going up. Until I have evidence that the trend is shifting, I'm of course going to expect this is heading further down. I don't think this was a sufficient fifth wave to the downside. I think we're going to head lower. We can also calculate a target. No, we can't, not that way. 1 second. First of all, next key resistance level, if we decide to go further up. So of course I gave you the, let's say, invalidation point for wave 2, or at least the level from where it will get unreliable. But the next resistance is here around 1310. And then we've got one, which is a 61.8% FIB level at 1334. And then of course that 78.6% FIB level at 1360. These are all levels where the wave 2 could, without a problem, go to before coming down. I think when the US stock market opens, we will have a little bit more of a volatile move, and possibly already our decision in which direction we are heading further. Overall, what I also talked about in the previous video is key support levels here from the higher level time frame. So we've got the 1130 level. That is definitely a level where we could find support before we go up. And then of course the $1,000 level. These are still levels that could realistically be, let's say, addressed by Ethereum before going up. And that's my update about ETH. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.